All right. Welcome everybody to Bio 6, which is environmental science. In this video, we're basically just going to go through an introduction and go over the syllabus, go over the course material, let you know kind of what to expect in this 4-week class, being that it's summer. And yeah, basically just let you know what to expect, and I'll introduce myself, and then I'll learn all about you all whenever you complete your first discussion assignment. Okay, and so to get started, whenever you log into Canvas, you'll see your home screen, right? So you can click anywhere, right, and then click home, and that will bring you to this page that has all of the modules for the course. The first module is a syllabus, so just the syllabus itself. We'll look at that here in a second. The second module are all of the lecture slides. So these are all of the PowerPoints that I will lecture on throughout the course. So you can click those and it will show the PowerPoint, right? You can scroll through it, or you can download it, right? So you can click on this, you can download it, and you can print out the PowerPoint as the worksheets, or single page, however you would like, if you like to take notes on your slides as you're watching the videos. Okay, and then as you go below that, you'll start seeing the modules. So this is module 1, the welcome and orientation module. We'll kind of go over this module in the video. And then module 2 is chapter 1. Okay, so the first day, you're going to actually be doing 2 modules, which is just the introduction orientation module and then chapter 1 material. And then from every day after that, you'll be only doing 1 module, but it's going to cover more material. It's basically chapters 2 and chapters 3. And so again, we'll go over that here in a second, but that just lets you know kind of what you're doing every day. You can see due dates under those module assignments, and you also will see when we are doing this material in the syllabus itself. Okay, and so with that, let's just go ahead and click on the syllabus. All right. And I'm just going to give you a glance of this syllabus, right? So this is what you should see. Okay, now all of this stuff is actually in the orientation module. Okay, so we're going to go back. I just wanted to show you what that syllabus document looked like. So we're going to go back and we're just going to kind of walk through this module. All right, so about our class, right? So this class is on environmental science, and it's an introductory course basically to provide you with the basic concepts, the basic principles of environmental science. So we're going to focus on Earth as an ecosystem. We're going to look at kind of how an ecosystem is this cohesive unit of interacting parts. So your biological, your non-living, your chemical, your physical processes, and we'll look at how humans are involved in those processes as well. We'll talk about topics such as structure and functions of ecosystems, biodiversity, the impact of industrialization, urbanization, energy, populations, resources, pollution, and then we'll also talk about risk-benefit assessments. So whenever we can look at and analyze, when is it good to harvest a resource, or change an environment for our use, or not to do that. And so I'm going to populate this probably within the next day or so, so Monday or Tuesday, and you'll have all of your modules listed here, basically module 1 through, I can't remember the last number, but they're actually on the home page, but I'll actually just populate this for you. And then the student learning outcomes, right? So at the end of this course, you should be able to analyze environmental science terms, describe concepts, summarize processes, and assess environmental issues. Okay. Now, about me, so my name is Eric Williams, or John Eric Williams, but I go by Eric. Um, so you can call me Dr. Williams, Dr. Eric, Professor Eric, whatever you want to call me, as long as it's respectful, I really don't mind. And I've been in the field of biology for, oh gosh, almost a decade now, maybe 12 years or so. I graduated from high school, just to date myself, in 2006. And then I went to UNC Wilmington, which is the University of North Carolina at Wilmington, so it was on the coast. I got my bachelor's degree in biology. Then I got my master's degree in biology from UNC Wilmington as well. And during my master's, I specialized in mammal ecology, and I researched bats in northwestern South Carolina. So bats that fly in the air, not bats that you hit a baseball with. And that was pretty fun. I really enjoyed that research. And once I completed my master's thesis, I got accepted to UC Merced, where I wanted to get my PhD in environmental systems, working with a pretty awesome professor who had just got hired there. Her name was Dr. Jessica Blois, and she specialized in paleoecology, specifically studying mammals. And I did my dissertation research looking at responses of mammals to past, present, and future climate change. And then after I graduated from UC Merced in 2018 with my PhD, I immediately began teaching as a lecturer at UC Merced, and also as a part-time adjunct faculty member at Merced College. And I've been doing that for 2.5 years or so, teaching at UC Merced and Merced College. Although now I'm currently moving, and I will be back in North Carolina and on the 18th, where I will be teaching math and science to 6th grade at my middle school that I actually went to in North Carolina. And what kind of led me to the field was, I just love being outdoors. I grew up hunting and fishing, and we had horses and all kinds of animals growing up. And, I rode ATVs and dirt bikes and off-road vehicles, and just really always enjoyed being outside, and was pretty curious. And so mammals were always my favorite. And so, that's kind of why I chose to go into the field of biology and ecology. This is actually a picture of me holding a kangaroo rat, which is right behind UC Merced campus. We were doing some trapping surveys out there, and we caught this kangaroo rat, which is pretty sweet. They're one of my favorite mammals, pretty cool mammals. If you want to contact me, you can email me at john.williams1131@mccd.edu, or you can just send me a message through the Canvas inbox. Both of those are pretty good ways to contact me. If you have questions about, anything with the course, you could also post that in the Q&A discussion section. And everybody will be able to see your question, so even your classmates, and they can, respond and answer those questions maybe sometimes before I even see it and get to it. However, I generally will try to respond within 24 hours every day. If you don't receive a response from me within 24 hours, assume I didn't receive your message, not that I ignored it, and send it again. Okay, so this is the big thing. As a professor, I get, hundreds of emails a day, and sometimes they can get lost. And so I see comments sometimes on evaluations where it's, oh, he never answered my email and that sort of stuff. Well, they do get lost. It happens. But if you email me multiple times and I don't answer it, then you can ding me, right? Then you can criticize. But just make sure you're sending those multiple emails. And then if I'm not seeing your email, send me a message in Canvas. Yeah, but I always try to get it within 24 hours. I will contact you all through announcements posting and discussions, some grading feedback, although a lot of the grading in this course is done automatically through the Connect workbook. And so there's not really a lot of kind of short answer feedback per se questions. But if you ever have any questions about that stuff, those types of work that you'll be doing, say in Connect, feel free to email me about those questions and I'll be glad to go over and provide feedback for you in that way. Okay. And so that's about me, right? You all will have a discussion this today. So basically, if you're watching this video on Monday the 12th, you'll have a discussion where you'll need to tell me about yourself, which I always enjoy reading about my students and learning who they are. Yeah, I wish we were in face-to-face, but just not happening this term, but hopefully we'll get back to that, in the next semester. If you've never really used Canvas before, we have this overview tutorial video that you can watch. If you have used it, then you can just kind of go on to the next portion of this module. This is where you'll tell me all about yourself, so who you are, and then, just kind of read the prompt and just tell me who you are and some interesting tidbits about yourself. In terms of textbooks and required materials, so you'll need one textbook. And it says you'll also need to pay to have your lab manual, which is not correct. Let me just edit this real fast. All right, so now that it's fixed, so basically you'll have one textbook, then you'll have to get access to a McGraw-Hill Connect content. And that Connect content is where you'll take your quizzes, your exams, and also your homework. So the textbook is Environmental Science, 15th edition. You can get the textbook in a variety of formats. You can get an online version, you can get a rental, you can buy it from the bookstore, you can buy it from Amazon. Whichever way you can find the cheapest, I would go with that. I looked at the 14th edition. There are some differences. So I would try to stay with the 15th if you could. If not, I'll never know, and I understand how that can be as a student. But just try to get the 15th edition if you can. This is the ISBN, so you can find it. And like I mentioned, you'll need a Connect account. So this is from McGraw-Hill. Basically online homework and quizzes, and this is where you'll take your exams through. And you can find the registration guide in the Canvas shell for the course, and that will come up in a few minutes. And then you can also purchase the Connect account following this link here. Okay, so this link, so if we go to it, let me just make sure it works. Yeah, that's it. And so you'll get your book with the Connect account that will be used for this class. Okay. All right, and then Canvas. So we'll be using Canvas for all of the grades. So basically, you'll do your work in Connect, and then those grades will be transferred over to Canvas. And so Canvas is where you'll see all of your grades. So the grade in Canvas is the grade that you'll currently have in the class at that time, whenever you look at it. And software, you don't really need any, just basically Word, computer, maybe a PDF reader to look at some PDFs if you have that come up. And you might need a calculator at some point, but really basic, not too much, just textbook and Connect. It's kind of the big thing. And then here you have the registration guide for Connect. So there's a PDF here that takes you how to sign up and register for your Connect account. And it basically tells you everything you need to do to make sure you get assigned to My Connect course. Okay. As far as participation, attendance for this class, there is no attendance because we're an online class, and this online class is completely asynchronous. So you're going to just watch my recordings and do your work every day at your own time and your own schedule. But your participation does equal attendance, right? And so by you participating and completing assignments and completing the discussions, I'll know that you're involved in the class and you won't get dropped. If you complete the orientation module, you submit the orientation quiz, you basically secure your spot in the course and you won't be dropped around day 3. Throughout the term, you have to submit your work regularly and you have to be active in your attendance. If you don't submit 2 modules in a row, you may be dropped for non-participation if you have not contacted me and let me know why you are not participating in those modules. So you'll want to log in every day. Monday through Thursday, you will have something due. We're going through 2 chapters a day pretty much. This is a 4-week course. It's blazing fast. I mean, we're going through a whole textbook in 4 weeks. And so it evens out to be about 2 chapters a day, except for the first day, which is intro and chapter 1. If you fall behind, if something comes up, life happens, I know. I want you to succeed in this course. I want you to be successful, right? Let me know. Tell me what's going on, and I'll try to work with you. And we'll try to make sure that you can complete this class and be successful. But if you don't contact me, if you don't tell me, I can't really help you. So please just make sure you stay in contact with me. For your discussions, you'll have discussions fairly often, almost every day, every other day basically. And you'll want to post your discussions, be thoughtful, make sure you're reflecting. Don't just give me like 1-sentence answers. I won't give you full points for that. Even if you're answering the question, right? If it's like, how do you feel today? And you're like, I feel fine, right? That's not like a discussion, right? So if you give me those 1-sentence answers like that, or 1 or 2-sentence answers, you won't get your full point. So please make sure you give thoughtful reflections on the discussion topic. And make sure you just, if you respond to people, you avoid sarcasm, you're not flaming, be courteous, don't make derogatory comments. You can disagree with people, but just don't make it personal, right? Don't cause any issues, don't cause any problems. Be constructive, right, with your criticism or your conversations, right? If you've never used Canvas discussions, there's a video here that will take you through that. And so if you haven't used it, make sure you look through it and you're aware of that, okay? For grading, I don't drop any exams, I don't curve grades, and the grading scheme is showed down below. The grading scheme generally isn't modified, but depending on the course, I may scale it a little bit, so it's not really a curve, but I've never had to do it for this class, so I wouldn't really expect it, right? For exams, you have 4 exams and a final, so 4 total exams and then 1 final. If you have something come up, you won't make up that exam. So say you are in the hospital, you are excused, but you won't make it up. And basically what will happen is your score will be replaced with the average of your lecture exams. So for example, if you had 3 exams, if you miss your second exam, right, and you're excused, that grade will be replaced with the average of your first and third exam. So this is if you had 3 total exams, right? So if you had an 80 on your first exam and a 75 on your third exam, then your second exam grade will be the average of those 2, which is a 77.5, right? And that's how you would be excused with those grades. And that's how I do it for all assignments. So if you're excused from a quiz assignment, I'll average up your quiz grades, and then that will replace. Same thing for discussions, same things for homework, okay? Discussions, almost every other day. Every day we'll have one. Just make sure you follow the directions. And like I said, if you don't, give thoughtful explanations, you'll get a 0 on the post for that week. Your homework, like I said, will be completed using Connect. Your quizzes will be, and your exams, you'll access those through Canvas, and I'll show you how to do that in a few minutes. Homework will have an associated due date, and it must be turned in by that due date. No makeup assignments, and then your 2 lowest homework grades will actually be dropped from your final grade. Your quizzes, your lowest quiz grade will be dropped. So you can drop 1 quiz and you can drop 2 homework grades, okay? So your assignments are going to be scaled like this. So your lecture exams are 40%, your final exam is 20%, discussions are 10%, quizzes are 10%, and homework is 20%, okay? And then this is the grading scale. So basically 9.5 is the cutoff. And what I mean by that is like 89.5, 79.5, 69.5, etc. So if you earn this percentage, then you're guaranteed this grade, okay? All right, finding grades. So again, this is just where you can go through and find where your grades are in Canvas if you haven't used that. In terms of the course, make sure you do your own work. I don't know if you have friends that are in this class with you, or if you are doing discussions, make sure you don't copy another person's discussion and try to use it as your own. That has actually happened. So make sure you're just being honest with your work. And just kind of read through this. There's some do's and don'ts that I recommend. Here's the Merced academic honesty policy, so make sure you look through that. And then also sexual misconduct. Even though we're not in a face-to-face environment, an in-person environment, sexual misconduct can still happen on the internet, through discussions and emails. So make sure you're aware of that and you're not participating in that, because there will be consequences. So let's try to avoid that. And so tech support. So here's the Canvas support hotline, campus help desk. Yeah, there we go. And then we have on-campus support, right? So these are kind of all of the tech support places you can go to if you have or need problem or need help with Canvas. For accessibility support services, so if you need, say, like more time on your exams or on your quizzes or anything else, make sure you go ahead and register with DSPS, especially like within the first 2 days of class, because your first exam is actually the end of the week, I believe, or the beginning of next week. I have to check the syllabus, but it is really quick because, again, we're going over 2 chapters a day. So it'll be here before we know it. There's Merced Library if you need access, tutoring, and then other services if you need those. There's also a Canvas app. If you're interested, if you are, you can go to these links here, and it kind of shows and tells you how to do that. There's tutorials here that you can go to for other enhancement for the course. And then here is your orientation quiz, right? So if you've watched this video, or if you've at least read through the all of the modules, you should do absolutely fine on this quiz. Your page will look a little different because you're the student, but this is the quiz. And this basically is a agreement between me and you. So when you complete this quiz, you're acknowledging that you've read the syllabus entirely and you're agreeing to everything that's in the syllabus, basically. So yeah. And then we have our, come on. Yep, Module 1 wrap up. So what you've learned, what we did, right? And then after that, we'll go into Module 2, Chapter 1. And so the way the modules are going to be set up, right, is we'll have one pretty much for every day that there's class, right? So for example, if we look at the syllabus, the first day is a little different because we have the introduction module. But so the first day, the 12th, you have introduction and chapter 1, right? So you'll do modules 1 and 2. The second day, the 13th, you have one module going over chapters 2 and 3, okay? And then Thursday, you'll have chapters 4 and 5. I'm sorry, Wednesday, you'll have chapters 4 and 5. And then Thursday is your first lecture exam, right? So you basically have an exam every week because, again, we're going through the class so quickly because it is a 4-week class. 2 chapters a day is pretty rough. That's quite a bit of material. And so you want to make sure you keep on your toes with all of the information. And so, for example, if we look at the 13th, which is module 3, which is chapter 2 and 3, right? Then you have Wednesday, which is module 4, and then Thursday is module 5, which is exam 1. And so on that day, you'll have exam 1, and then you'll have a discussion. And I believe this discussion is talking about the difficulties of being in a fast-paced course like this. Now, what you also want to pay attention to is when you have quizzes. So all of these modules are posted. All of them are accessible, and you can do these at your own pace. If you want to get ahead, the modules are available ahead of time. So you can, if you want to do all of your homework in one day for the week, then you can do that. Because they do open on the first day of the semester, which is the 12th, but they have due dates that are always, the homework is always 2 days after we go over that chapter. So if you notice, chapter 2 and 3 will go over on the 13th. That homework will be due on the 15th, okay? And each of these homeworks are set, so I can go in and set the time of about how long each homework should take the average student. And so there are 25-minute homeworks, okay? So that's what I set it at, is 25 minutes. So basically, you'll click on it, and it will take you to Connect. And it's not taking me to Connect right now because I believe that assignment is not accessible because it doesn't open until the 12th. And I'm just recording this ahead of time. If you're having issues with these assignments and nothing is working, right, please let me know. Yeah, maybe it's my computer too. And so just, let me know if any of that comes up as an issue, okay? Yeah, so trying to think, let's see, let's go to McGraw-Hill. So you can go to McGraw-Hill Connect. You can go to My Connect session, and it will take you to your section overview, and you can see all of your assignments there, right? And this does, it does have a student view. Nice. So this is what it would look like. And then you can see it's locked, and all of these will unlock tomorrow or on the 12th, okay? Sorry about that. My dogs were barking. And so you can do all of that ahead of time, and you can see when they're coming up, when the due dates are, and all of that. Okay. And so again, just make sure you're keeping on that. The assignments tab has all of the assignments and when they're available, what module they're part of, right? There's the homeworks, the quizzes, and so you'll just want to look through the modules so you know when everything's due. So the first day you'll kind of want to scroll through and see, okay, when do I have quizzes coming up? When do I have discussions coming up? And you can actually click on your assignments and you can see all of that information, right? You'll be like, okay, these discussions, right? Module 1, Module 5, Module 6, Module 8, Module 10, 14, and then your final discussion topic, okay? Let's see. So here you can click on discussions. This will take you to the discussion topics. Yeah, and then there's you would have a different tab, it would be great, but you also can access things under files. So the Connect registration, the syllabus, all the lectures, and any media that gets uploaded, you could access through that as well. And that's really it for the overview. Let me just scroll through the syllabus one more time and make sure I did not forget anything. Monday through Thursday, yep, your textbook, whatever that. Just looking. And then our schedule. So one thing I want to point out, the quizzes and the discussions aren't on the schedule, but they are already posted and you can see when they occur in the modules, okay? And again, this is a super fast class. We're going through, I think it's 18 chapters in 4 weeks. So that's 4 days a week. So that's 16 days. And so that's quite a bit of material. So make sure you have some time to put into this class because it is going to take a lot, especially being such a fast-paced course. If it was like a 8-week course, we would do about a chapter a day, or a 6-week course, we would do about a chapter a day instead of 2 chapters a day. And then of course, if we're a semester-based course, this class would be 9 weeks, and then we would do like a chapter and a half every week. And so, yeah, it's a big difference going with this 4-week setup. But anyways, let me know if you have any questions, if you have any concerns. And yeah, I look forward to meeting you all in the discussions. And let me know if you have any questions, any concerns. You can contact me again through email or through the Canvas inbox. And I hope we have a great semester. I look forward to teaching you all about environmental science. And yeah, have a good rest of your day.